Today's leadership topic will be covering the subject of leading a diverse workplace. Diversity can either make or break a leader based upon how they handle the varieties of backgrounds and skills that their followers possess. Many managers either underutilize or underappreciate the rich environment around them. The following presentation will cover how to maximize the benefits of diversity and how to manage some of the challenges that you may face. First, how do we define diversity in the workplace? Simply put, diversity is defined as the similarities and differences among employees in terms of age, physical abilities and disabilities, race, religion, sex, and sexual orientation. But what does that actually mean when translated into the workplace? Well, on paper, diversity seems very categorical. However, the reality is often way more than numbers. Diversity is far beyond simple demographics. It has moved to be bigger than just ensuring that protective classes get equal opportunities. Workplace diversity has expanded to include socioeconomic status, culture, generational differences, etc. An example of this is balancing baby boomers, Gen Xers, and the ever-expanding millennial generation. Second, how can diversity adversely affect the workplace? For this section of the presentation and for the remainder, we will be reviewing some components of the graphic created by Norwich University to assist leaders and human resources professionals in diversity management. Some of the challenges that they cite are as follows. 1. Having a single work ethic. 2. Workplace authority in regards to varying religious traditions and cultural beliefs against women and workplace authority. 3. Trust and commitment between employees and company leaders. 4. New work configurations in regards to interacting with new technologies. 5. Wide ranges of differences that may impact the company culture. 6. Socialization skills among employees. 7. Balancing human needs versus business objectives. And finally, 8. Difficulty communicating between employees with drastically different backgrounds. Counteracting the following challenges are some advantages. Through maximizing diversity efforts, companies may enjoy a development of a competitive advantage by improving morale, retention, and recruitment of employees. When potential and current employees see people in the organization that respect and/or reflect them and their beliefs, employee engagement increases drastically. Going into a workplace and feeling underrepresented often causes detachment from the job. Additionally, diversity fosters a competitive environment globally. Having members who are either well immersed or members of a culture increases the likelihood of being able to sell in the culture's originating environment. Finally, leveraging the strengths of those who have different backgrounds is an extremely competitive advantage over other similar companies. Now, what behaviors will enable company leaders to pull from the wealth of diversity within their current position? Again, we turn to the graphic constructed by Norwich. In order to manage employees more effectively, leaders need to be more self-aware. Knowing strengths and weaknesses and the behavior patterns that correspond to them is the first step in assuring that leaders will be able to perform in a cross-cultural setting. The next is for the leader to understand cultural stereotypes and how to avoid using them in the workplace. They need to be open-minded to different people of the same culture having different skills than the other. Another way of bridging cross-cultural leaders and employees is by building effective communication skills. By developing a standard of boundaries and ways of communicating, the leader can restrict unsatisfactory behavior. Additionally, managing the gap between the leaders and their followers is crucial for any kind of interaction. Leaders should not come off as unapproachable. When in doubt, learn before making a judgment against someone. Norwich states that leaders need to have cultural metacognition, a process in which a person draws both on what they know with problem solving and adaptation to function in a cross-cultural workplace. Finally, if all else fails, align your business's objective to align with the company's diverse culture. Now that you have been educated about what defines diversity, how it can impact an organization, and how to effectively lead when your followers may not be like you will break into small groups to put this lesson into practice. Once completed, please complete the following questions for discussion. The questions are as follows. 1. How would you rate your company's current diversity efforts? 2. Do you feel as though someone of your cultural background is accurately represented in your organization? 3. Do you feel that your organization is lacking in representation of any particular culture? 4. What challenges have you faced in leadership with a diverse follower base? And 5. How will you implement what we talked about in this lesson to your leadership efforts? Thank you for listening to the module on leading a diverse workplace. Please direct all questions to the meeting facilitator for the group activity.